to battle. Trollord Games, join the fray.
Yep, we already got the bill for it. We are live, Chuck says. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
But there's no place to put it. Oh, wait.
We got a place. Yep, we're all squared. Everything is squared. We got a place.
Everything is rosy here in the dens. It's a bright, beautiful, wonderful day.
All right, Chuck's bringing us online. All right, we got visuals. We've got... So, hello, everybody. My name is Stephen Chenault, CEO of Trollord Games. This is Ask Me Anything. Davis is joining me today to yammer about whatever we are doing here in the dens, and it doesn't seem to ever slow down.
Hey, this is an AMA for my brother, not for me. So don't ask me anything.
So ask Davis any question.
I will answer it. And remember as someone posted a few weeks ago, they're like, I'm afraid to ask this question because I'm afraid Davis will answer it.
Hey, Chuck, I'm not seeing the stream over on BackerKit. Is something wrong or is it on my end?
It's on your end.
Okay. Good to know. Let me close all of this crap out.
Holy Jesus.
Oh, I need that actually. How is everybody doing today? Alexandria, we are not hiring at the moment. We are in the process of building a building. Well, actually, we haven't started yet, but we do have the land, which was apparently a monumental achievement in today's world.
I don't think you know how monumental it is.
Sorry to goodness.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Just want to thank everybody for coming up and hanging out with us. I know some of you have asked about entering the giveaways like on YouTube and places. We cannot do that through the bot, so you'd have to come over here, but you could easily just go on Twitch on your phone or something and log in and or make an account or whatever you've got and give us exclamation point raffle after giving us a follow. That's all you got to do. And you can go back and watch on your own channel. Just let you know if you want them to give away, that's the only thing we can do about that. I also apologize for putting these two in the same room live. And that's about it. Yeah.
Hey, I just had a great idea.
What's that?
I think we should do a stretch reporter on the ABP, okay? To get me some lip filler, just for fun.
So I think there's already a battery of questions about the starter set.
Don't answer them.
Yes, here's the box is ready. We've already begun making the books. All good. They should. And you slip 20 cup and a lip begin shipping tomorrow. That is the plan. We are barreling forward on it. So it's printed upside down. Yes, it is printed upside down. Dang it. Chuck, just for my curiosity, actually, someone else out there, would you go to the BackerKit campaign? Because it's black for me.
No, I'm watching you. I'm literally watching you on it right now. Hey, Steven.
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know what. I have no idea why. I've refreshed like 70.
Let me send you a special link for that. All right.
Well,
there you go.
Should be able to get it.
There you go. There's a special link just for you.
Are you logged in?
No, you shouldn't have to log in for that link. And
I'm
while you're there, will you pledge, please? Thank you very much. All right.
Hey, wait.
What?
Are you on Brave?
I am.
Well.
Okay, so Brave doesn't work for me for certain things.
Huh.
All right. I'll just have to trust Chuck.
Okay, it's on Explore.
Oh Lord, what will you do if you have to trust me?
It's live. It's live.
You're
But
fucked.
you have to sign up through Google and everyone.
You're both fucked now. If you trusted me on it.
You have to give Google all the information.
There we go.
All right, so here we are. We've got 32 hours left on this Backit campaign, and the Adventures Backpack has done phenomenally well. Very, very well. Very excited about it. I think we are a skip, hop, and a jump from adding the sword dancer to the book itself. We've added quite a bit of stuff to it as well. What was it? Warlock was the other class.
Yeah.
I finished my first round. Not my first round, the final round of edits on the classes. So they're going to queue up for layout. Peter's already taken over layout for the backpack stuff. So we're well into the layout phase of this book. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and we made some good progress today on the Warlock too. So I didn't tell you, but
Good, good deal.
Death Angels asked, did you sign any extra copies for the signed collector's starter kits? Get sets.
Yeah, I think we did like 25 extra, didn't we, Davis?
Yeah.
I think that's what we did, somewhere around in there.
I think
was,
yeah, I think so. Yeah. We need to just have a way to like sign Davis's name to whatever we want.
You just stamp Davis's name all over everything.
Bills, whatever, lawsuits.
I'm more than willing to give blood samples. You know what would be cool is to like do a blood sample and put it in one of the ink things so that you can ink in blood your name somewhere.
Hey, you will be very happy to know, Davis, that John Popson and I have been discussing making
blood samples.
I don't know what it's called, but someone out there is going to know. But it's like if you're a king and you stamp your thing into it, so you got a little kind of stamp on the end of it. He's already cast the CNC logo, and we're discussing what to do, how to maybe get the handle a little bit more under control. But that would be really cool to have the ability.
Oh yeah, the stamp. Yeah. I used to have one you had one too.
I did. That'd be very cool.
So that would be cool. And I got to get going on the soda pop thing. So
yes, soda would be great.
I'm really racing with that. I love that idea. I love the soda pop idea. It just means Jason has a lot of work to do, though.
Yep.
Yeah. We got a few more questions rolling in here. First question is
Fire.
Darklight 689 asks, question for Castle Zygig. The map on the back and front doesn't appear to be the same map inside the book. What map is that? Is there a full version somewhere?
Wow. So that map, you're talking about the one on Yigsburg, Castle Zygig, Yigsburg. That map was done by Peter Bradley. I'm sure he did it in full color. But that was recast in some kind of monochrome. Man, that was going way back. I'd have to ask him. I can almost guarantee you we have that map stuck somewhere in a file folder. And the one inside is Darlene's map.
Right.
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool thing to let loose. That would be very cool.
Yeah, it would be. Check that down.
we will dig around. I will find it for you. Check back next week. We'll see if we haven't dug that thing up.
All right. Donkey Juice asks, I love that name, Donkey Juice. It's great. Is the Warlock going to be like the other base casters with spell slots, or will they have their own magic system? So what I have cobbled together is not really a magic system, and they don't use spells. More like think of them as doing rituals. One of them actually requires that they give their blood. Funny enough, Davis, did you mention that a while ago? Yeah, so it's a bunch of different rituals based around their pact with their Patreon. So a lot of it depends on them being in good source with their Patreon, because if not, then bad shit can happen to them. But it's not going to be like a regular spellcaster at all. There's plenty of those out there already, I think. And there's not going to be no stupid. I shouldn't say that. There's not going to be any kind of abilities where they can just cast some sort of blast over and over. None of that stuff's happening. No. Anyway.
No, and they have to. Most of the things take some type of sacrifice. A gnome, usually, typically.
So listen. A Wolf Alone says, if they give blood, do they get a cookie afterward? One of us, and it'll be me.
Sticker.
We've got to work a cookie into the Warlock class.
Oh, Lord. You are wild. Orange juice. Let's see. Rick Loveday from YouTube says, oh, please, do some T-shirts with fat boy sizes of those beautiful tribute book covers or prints on them. Or prints of them. Yeah. Well, we've been knocking around the idea of doing prints for a while. I think that's going to happen once the factory's alive. I think that might happen a little bit.
The factory will solve a lot of issues, but didn't we offer that through Noble Dwarf?
Yes, you can get the tribute covers in Double Dwarf, absolutely, for the what is it
Posters
called?
and stuff. Yeah.
The canvas prints. Oh my God, I could not speak. The link's in there if you guys want to check it. And we are planning on updating that with some of them, the new art and the dragons and all that. As soon as we invent a time machine, it's going to happen. But soon, 2 weeks.
So I see a question in there. This is a broader. Manfred says, "Is Free Fire or whatever it's called, Free Fire Zone coming out this week?" No, and let me tell you where we are on all of this stuff. So last week, a good part of last week and the week before was consumed with shipping. As we wrapped up Reforged. Reforged is now done. It's finished. We're out of that. Everybody should have all that stuff either en route or already on their tables. And that allowed us to kind of clear the line up. And we've got this week, tomorrow, we'll be releasing Beneath the Canopy Green for those who did not get it in Reforged, as well as the screens. And then next week, we will do Free Fire Zone. Peter's mostly finished with laying Free Fire Zone out. The week after that will be, I believe it's the starter set, will be officially released. We should start shipping pre-orders tomorrow, but its official release won't be for a couple of weeks, just before Gen Con. And then after that, it'll be Crusader 28, and that puts us 4 weeks out, and that puts us right into Gen Con. Gen Con, there'll be no release that week. And the week after that is the Role Players Vault. And after that, there's some titles, but I haven't plugged them in because I want to make sure we get all of these out. So you should need a new release. You should see a new release every week for the next 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that.
Okay. I'm going to.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a busy time to be a troll. There is no doubt.
And
Yes.
then we got to start writing on Barsoom.
Yep.
Barsoom is actually, as soon as we're done with the starter set and it's shipped and gone, and we're all comfortable with the Adventurers backpack stuff and all of that mess is ready for print. We got to tidy up Gods and Legends. It needs a little bit of work, and then we're on to Barsoom. And in the mix of all of this, I haven't even told the crew yet, but Finn turned over Codex Etica, which is the new Codex Nordica, though we may change the name back to Codex Nordica. That book has landed on my desk, and that will go into pre-production very, very soon.
Cool.
We have some of the other new releases coming up. Is what Crusader will be coming up soon, late July, right?
I mentioned all of that. You weren't
did you?
listening.
No, I was answering somebody in chats.
Yep.
Did you mention the Role Players Vault? Did you mention that?
I did.
Damn it!
Absolutely.
How many pages is the Crusader?
36, I think.
I don't have no idea. Rick, did you see my answer there? It's Noble Dwarf. There's the link in chat for you there if you can see it.
All right, so we got a backer train going. We got one backer up.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
So,
Davis and I have committed to stay beyond 5:30 if there's a backer train going.
You monk.
You can leave. You just leave us online.
No.
You what?
Never mind.
If someone stays on, we're going to stay on.
We're staying on if there's a backer train going today.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
ran out of coffee, so I made some espresso. I just have coffee beans in hot water.
All right. MJ Cook asks, is there a wrong way to play Castles and Crusades?
Yes.
Yeah, if you play a different role-playing game.
If you're opening up a book produced by TSR, you're playing it wrong.
It's a fantastic answer. Great, guys. That's fantastic. Lots of knowledge. All right. Donkey Juice asks, will there ever be a version of the M&T that has ability scores? I know they were removed for simplicity and flexibility, but it feels super awkward with a lot of spells that affect ability scores. That's a good point.
No, there won't be. Just when it does affect the ability scores, if you need to do it, just change the prime. Say it's got a mental prime, just make it a
Non-prime.
non-prime thing. Yeah, I completely forgot what was going on in the game. Yeah, it's as easy as that. But no, we won't be doing it.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. I was wondering about that, actually. That was a really good question. That's good. It's a good question.
Very good.
KevCon1 asks, will there be other books like Codex Nordica being updated? Just about everything but what?
So Germania will
You
be
know.
kicked to the curb. I don't think we're going to redo Germania. We're going to do the Codex Nordica / Attica, and the next one is the Finnish one. I can't remember what it's titled. And then I'm going to ask Finn to do a complete about base and do the Greek one first, I think. So we're going to do Codex Classicum, of which we've only got 7 left. Once that's sold out, it's done. We're splitting that book into 2. It'll be a Greek and a Roman, so it'll be Codex Greekorum. I don't whatever the Greek
Greco-Roman.
Yeah, whatever. And then after that, the Roman. So that's the chain of command right now.
So you think the Germania will just go away completely?
I believe so. Finn has talked ad nauseum that they're really the source material for the Germanic religions is the same as the Norse.
Well, I was going to say, too, the Norse are Russian, right? So, I mean,
it's so much crossover that it's almost impossible to really differentiate. It's really a Northern European, a pre-Roman type thing. So, we'll talk about it more, but
fair.
I doubt it.
Will the Greek be Maoan, Mycenaean, or Hellenic?
Hellenic.
Oh. I'd love to do a Mycenium one, but I'm not sure we have enough information out there to put together a whole book on it. So.
Yeah,
you're really digging when you
you'd end up being some made up shit before it was over with. They'd be
and that's some of my favorite art in the whole wide world. On that the palace there, that art is just as the 3 girls too in the mermaid scene. The blue on that, I don't know, it's just perfect. I don't know. That's one of my favorite.
Jason Walton did that.
I'm actually laughing. That's fucking funny. But maybe it could be true. We don't know. I mean,
time traveler. We don't know.
We could be a time and space.
So wait, are you guys keeping up?
No, you are.
No, it just scattered through my head.
Bigfoot's been doing a lot of selfie videos these days. I've seen that.
Okay, so there's a couple of questions still about the codex. I'm gonna combine them. Death Angel Shadow and Wolf Alone asks, what about the Mesopotamian and Sumerian codexes and also the Celtic one? I know it's already been done once, but
the Celtic one, I've got to talk to Brian Young about, see if he wants to keep that in print or not. He's left the series. We're redoing a lot of his books, and he may not want to allow TLG to keep publishing that, which is fine if he doesn't.
Which book?
Codex Celtarum. So it won't get overhauled. We just get a third printing.
Right.
I think it's a fantastic
but it's in pretty good shape, though. I think, right?
Yeah. It's a great.
Because we redid it. Right.
It's a solid book. So there's that one. The Sumerian would love to do the Sumerian. And we may bring more writers in on this. It's a series that I would really like to see fleshed out sooner rather than later.
Crimson Arrows 72 asks, question for Davis. Have you seen the Kingsman? I found your battle dancer, Rasputin versus Shola scene. You need to see it if you haven't.
Put a link up and Chuck send it to me.
Yeah, hold on a second. You'll have to send it over. It's protected on here, so hold on a second. Hold on.
The Kingsman, isn't that show about the guy with the umbrella?
I think so. I'm not sure. I think I've seen some of that.
And it's in the bars. They had that famous bar scene fight where he does something. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I believe that's the Kingsman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And we'll get back to that in a moment.
The Kingsman.
Lando the Archmagi asks, question. I'm late. Any news on the release of the M&T for Foundry for backers? I can answer that, Lando. No. I don't have an update for it right now. I've got to get a hold of one of the developers and talk to them. I want to have it out by my plan is to have it out within the next. What is this? Is it July now? I hope to have it out before I leave for vacation, so mid-July. If not, it'll be late July.
Where are you going on vacation?
Well, you're kind of nosy, aren't you, buddy? I'm going to Iowa and to Lake Geneva.
Well, that's not vacation. That's like I'm gonna go vacation in Ohio. What the hell are you talking about?
It's a weekend of gaming,
You know,
meat, and alcohol. It's a damn place to go. Let me just tell you.
you know, Dakota mentioned to me this afternoon. He goes, "Well, I got a vacation coming up." I'm like, then Chuck mentions vacation. I'm like, slow down, everybody. What's going on here?
I made mine clear already. I sent my shit in, talked to the boss and everything. You'll have to get with him.
I thought the vacation would be like you're going to work extra hours.
Oh, so what I'm hearing is thanks, Chuck, for being on vacation forever. It's great. All right. Yeah, so Lando, as far as that goes with that, I'll get back with you on that. I've got to get with Ken. I've got to talk to him about it. So anyway, Donkey Juice says, he says, thanks. Was just curious since in a few games the ability to score damage is king, like in CNC, assuming a 30th level dino has a low intelligence, can just insta-kill with second level spell.
Wait, I missed the first part of that. What?
So Donkey Juice was just thanking you for your reply about the hit dice and the making it prime. Not
right.
Anyway, he says in a few games, since in a few games ability to score damage is king, like in CNC, assuming that a 30 hit die dino has a low intelligence, can just insta kill with a second level spell.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm following that.
Yeah, I'm not.
That was in reference to his question earlier about, what do you do whenever you've got.
Yeah.
The Troll Lords have been stumped.
I stumped.
Yes, no. Wait, so you're going to insta-kill the...
So wait a minute. So if you cast it, I think let's see if I can rephrase it. This type of discussion is so hard because he's got a text and we get to talk. So it's it just sucks. But so let's see if you're casting a spell against a Tyrannosaurus Rex that reduces their attribute points, and it's already a dumbass. The T-Rex isn't very smart, so you're going to reduce its intelligence from secondary to secondary. Then it has no impact. Is that kind of what? The spell itself has no impact. So what I would.
Okay, yeah, I get that. That's long been an issue. Yeah.
If that's what he's saying, what I would do in that circumstance is it has no effect, and the spellcaster is going to just waste it. So I have to know that these creatures, we really can't reduce his blah blah blah. But I do see how it kind of limits the spellcaster's ability to do. I think Feeble Mind does. I think that does attribute reduction.
Yeah.
Correctly.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to track
tomorrow.
Wait though. Hey, so if you cast Feeble Mind on someone and you're like shotgunning it through, and you get to 0 intelligence, say what happens?
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing. Does it instantly kill the dinosaur because now it's at 0?
Well, it just becomes a congressman.
he now serves in the American Congress and or Senate, whichever they prefer.
No, yeah, intelligence hitting 0 would be. I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, it is when you hit 0 attribute, you die. So. I certainly wouldn't do that, and they already don't have mental as a prime, so if you cut it in half, then the spell has 0 impact, and that's probably honestly how I would play it. It has 0 impact on that particular creature. It just didn't work.
The only thing that I would suggest doing then is, but this is a lot of number tracking, and that's what you really don't want to get bogged down in too much number tracking. Is to say you cast Feeble Mind, it loses one point of intelligence. It doesn't have any intelligence. So on the next mental saving throw, it would have a -1 to its check. Right? Just pile up those minuses to its check. Now, about killing it, something... That's interesting. I wouldn't kill anything for hitting 0 intelligence. I've just, honestly, I've met too many things with 0 intelligence. that are still alive. I listen to them on TV all the fucking time. Speaking of zero,
Become a vegetable. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe minuses on its saving throws at that point. Something like that. That would be a cool thing to put in a CKG2.
yeah, no, that's a really good point. It's something we knew of. We just never addressed it. We've never. I think we play through it or whatever. We just sort of, you know.
It's one of those things that I think for me, you don't want to cast an ice storm against a white dragon because it has
right.
got some immunities to it. So but unless you're running against NPCs, it does invalidate a bunch of spells that affect attributes.
Yeah, now that's where it would be. Yeah, no, that's where it's most useful, or I think it was designed for that.
All right.
Delicious, maybe. So, have you read about the skin that in Japan they developed? Speaking of feeble mind.
Okay, so we have some more questions. We have some more questions here we can answer. It's no problem.
Yeah, no, they can wait. So you know about the organoids. I'm always going on about the organoids, right?
Yeah, the little brain dude thing.
The little brains. So these researchers I do believe it's Japan, took like sort of an organoid type thing, right, and have turned it into skin, and it can feel pain, it can feel pleasure, and it has their brain mapping.
But
right?
can it back the backer kit campaign?
Yes, it can. So what they're thinking they can do with this skin, right, is put it on a prosthetic.
Yeah.
And then attach it so that it's attached to you. It can grow into you, and you can feel your arm just like a normal arm.
That would be badass.
Yeah. Also they're thinking they can replace bumblebees.
What did the bumblebees do? Why do they gotta get replaced?
We're virtually killing them out. Okay, so they're going away. The bumblebees are going away. They'll be dead in a few hundred years.
Off every 4 years, they say that was everything's dying.
Do you know? Okay, just to drive this point home, of the mammalian species on the planet, 95% of the biomass of mammalian species is humans or human animals we use for food, like chickens and.
Boom! That's called winning.
There is no natural environment left. Everything is dead. So the bumblebees, they're having a problem with bumblebees. Whatever. I know they keep talking about it and they keep showing up. Whatever. But there's this company in England and Sussex or whatever, research team in Sussex. They think they've got little nanobots. They do believe they can replace the bumblebee for pollination and some other things like that. So
can those nanobots sting me?
No, and on
There's no point. If Winnie the Pooh does not have to wrestle with the bumblebees to get his honey.
Well, what they're trying to do is, so bumblebees actually have a really complex mind. So what they're trying to do is mind map the bumblebees so that they can make honey. But I don't know how that works. So.
But Winnie the Pooh's got to work for his honey, or he won't appreciate it. So
that's true.
All right, Davis is clearly reading the news today.
Are we done? Okay. Sorry. All right. Okay. Let's see. Juan Cholo, what's up, buddy? From YouTube. Does Aird, the world of Aird, have holy shrines or springs, etc., for pilgrims, clerics, and paladins to visit? Places from monasteries for monster fighting crusading orders.
Yes, there's quite a few of them listed. Not too many in the Codex of Aird itself. I think the Vale of Lothian is, and then there's a temple in KMR that is as well. But in the smaller books,
okay.
The expansion books is where you'll find them.
So the expansion books. I got you.
And I have begun the Darkenfold as of this morning.
Let's see. Richard Bloodworth asks, any possibility of a Codex Hyborian Age summit for CNC? And then everybody went ape shit in the chat.
Wait, what was the question?
Hyborian.
If we could do
Hyborian.
Yeah.
A Hyborian age one. No, I don't think we'd. I don't
Of a
think.
mythos thing.
Yeah.
I think we could do that, couldn't we, Dave? Isn't that open
I mean,
stuff?
you know.
I think a lot of it's open. Yeah, a lot of it's open.
Could you do a whole mythos book on that? I don't know. That would be cool, kind of.
Oh, I think it would be great.
That would take some research. I don't know who owns the rights to the.
The Chinese company Tencent, so
Well,
Yeah.
that means we can do whatever we want.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know. How does that work out with like using the word Hyperborean? Because like there's other game companies that use
Let's
Hyperborean,
step
right?
back from that topic because I'm on a tear. I read
Yeah.
some news today too.
I think
It's really bad.
Hyperborean age is public domain. I think that's probably completely.
I think
Yeah, I
a
think it is.
lot of that
Yeah.
stuff is.
Now we could do our own interpretation, as long as we don't copy anybody that's done
I
something like it before.
believe that a lot of the stuff from the Weird Tales is open. now.
Yeah, I think everything from Weird Tales is open. Anything that was produced prior to 1950 through Weird Tales or the Conan.
Codex Viborium. That would be a great title. That would be
Yeah.
Be great.
Now that's produced by Lynn Carter and the others is probably Afraid to Camp is probably not open.
You know, I read a Robert E. Howard this weekend. I finished my UFO book, and my next UFO book hasn't arrived. So I read what's the story where he goes to the river? He's fighting the Picts.
Beyond the Black River.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really, really good tale.
Yeah, it's a really good tale. It starts off with a good one, good
What's
opening too.
what's it called again?
Beyond the Black River, I think.
It's really. I sat down and read it. I think it took me about 3 hours. I read from cover to cover. It was really cool.
So
Yeah,
it's not.
I
You didn't
reread-
have it in a compilation. You just have a novel. Or what?
I've got 3 hardcovers that have Howard's works that have some of his, some like 8 of his short stories or something. I agree, Darklight. I agree completely.
What is your brother doing?
He's looking for his Howard books on his.
Oh, okay. All right. I wasn't sure what was going on there. Okay. Let's see. Mr. MJ Cook asked question.
But you knew exactly what I was doing. Of course he's doing that. What else would he be doing?
I might have missed it, but any updates on when the Gord books may be coming, if ever?
So we almost had news today, but
Yeah.
Davis and Chuck shut me down. We have the contract. The contract has been finalized. We're done with the contractual negotiations. We have the rights to do Gord, all 7 Gord books that Gary did, more Gord books beyond, and merchandising. So we're very, very happy about that. I need to shoot Luke a text, and we can get started. I really don't know what direction we're going to take that. Obviously, we have so many projects going on right now.
I was going to suggest, and of course I missed the company meeting today, of course.
Yes, you did.
I was going to suggest we let's pare it back just a little bit so that we can get everything caught up. I know that we have production schedules to meet, but
We were almost caught up this afternoon when the printer did its whatever it did.
Yeah, I
Focus
know.
the printer.
Oh, I meant to ask you. Is that what the deal is? The problems with the printer?
I think so. We
Son
did
of a
about
bitch.
37 test copies, and it seems to be a printer issue.
we think it's a problem with Dakota.
Bastard.
He's saying he needs a new pair of boots to get it done properly. We're like, what? How does that work? How much does that work out?
All right, Chuck, what's our next question?
All right. Let's see here. Let's see. DM John asked, "How is CZ coming along?" I know you talked a little bit earlier about it, but since we're staying on to midnight, you might as well get ready to repeat some
I
shit.
have not checked in with Mike in a week or two, so I'm not. I can't give you a clear update other than he was working on levels 3, 4, and 4A, or was it 3, 3A, and 4, trying to tie them together. So that's where we were a couple of weeks ago. He's probably made some progress. We're still on track for that. We'll begin the art extravaganza for that probably mid to late July. That's when Svetlana's going to begin the mapping on that. So I guess it's July now, so that should be happening pretty soon. And Peter he's doing Free Fire Zone right now. He's finished the Adventures Backpack. I think next is Barsoom and Castle Zagic for Peter. So we'll start seeing a lot of stuff kind of coalesce in the next 60 days.
I will say something to you. Dan dropped an update in Discord that in the Gygax channel that we have for the team.
Yeah.
It was quite extensive. I'm sure you know about all this, but it was quite a bit of information. And I meant to tell you, and I completely forgot about it just now. Quite lengthy.
That's good. No, Dan is on top of things. In fact,
Big time.
just to let you guys peek behind the curtain, Bill Edmonds, who's doing layout on essential facts and things. There were some problems with the manuscript on Saturday, so I got in here Saturday afternoon and started getting files for him, getting files over to him. I sent Dan a text and said, hey, this is all fucked up. We need to get blah, blah, blah. Dan is kind of headlining that. And Dan got on about 2 hours later and said, no, it's not fucked up. I just moved stuff. I did this, and this, and the other. So he moved things around to make it more logical. So we had to get Bill on, and I had to stop Bill. So we came close to me wrecking a lot of work Dan did. So that's probably in his update.
I dropped you and Davis a copy of that, so you have it. Anyway,
this is the issue. This is the issue with working with people after hours, because if we were all sitting here in an office together, Bill could walk down the hall to Dan and say, "Hey, Dan, where are we? What's going on with this? What's here? Why am I missing this?"
And I guess at one point in the old days, it was kind of like that a little bit.
A little bit, a lot more than it is now.
Yeah.
Part of it is just the way the internet works, because we all can work at just crazy hours now, right? I mean, it doesn't matter.
It's like, you could just about sit here with like a porta potty and like something in your veins and just work.
Well, in England, Peter is in England.
Right.
Some of us are in British Columbia, so I don't know what that time stretch is. It's 12 hours, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, we're spread out between 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 time zones.
Yeah, it's nuts. We need to get everyone to BB, get some tents set up. So Arkansas be lovely in the summer.
Yeah. It's just lovely here.
It's a freaking delight to walk outside.
Anytime you want a shower, just go outside. You're going.
Yeah.
Okay, Mobius, I dropped you a link in there. If you dropped something random right back, if you didn't see it, let me know and I'll drop it again. In fact, I'll just drop it again. Anybody who's curious about our Discord, there you go. The link to it. You can go over and check it out. Virtual Dr. Pepper is free to everyone. Let's see.
Next UFO. We're going to do it now. We're doing that. We're doing a codex of UFOs.
Okay. Oh, you've already saw that one. Fine. All right. Let me get you back on track here.
Okay.
They're all
Columbus
copyrighted,
Beast 75 has a big question for you. Are the starter sets shipping yet?
Yeah, should be in the morning.
We hope to have some of them started tomorrow for sure. We've got a little issue with the printer, but God bless. It seems
We
like
almost got them out today, but
yeah.
Maybe a slip between a cup and a lip. But we should start tomorrow.
Right. Let's see. No Linquisitor from YouTube asks, how does the big game feel in its current form? What's the nutshell overview picture of this epic saga? Does it feel more personal, or is it gods throwing planets at each other's?
It is gods throwing planets at each other at this point. So we haven't played in a couple of years. The big game. The last time we met at Mac's house and we did a 3-day game. We ran.
Oh, that's cool.
Started Friday and ended Sunday. It was a lot of fun. And what I did is I scripted this because they finished. Unclar's defeated. Blah 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 blah. And they're all 27th, 28th level, super powerful creatures. But I scripted this kind of otherworldly, off-plane adventure based around the swamps around Alstrad and the ancient Enochians. And it was a very contained, simple thing. And it was brutal. It was one of the most enjoyable games I've run because Mac always figures out what's going on.
That's always the true challenge. Defeat Mac. And make Todd angry.
He got angry. He got very angry by Saturday night because he could not figure out what was going on. And Chris unraveled it somewhere around like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. So it was a super amount of fun just doing that. And then we ended it. They ended on you can't see it on the map, but in air there's the gigantic continent in the far area. There's a small dwarven colony that was destroyed long ago, and they were there, and they had learned about how I'm too removed.
A new follower has joined the fray.
Through the Wall of Worlds in the world of Erd, which is that kind of magical wall around Erd itself. There's one pathway that goes through it, and it was kept open, and only one person has ever traveled. One human has ever traveled that, or living, I should say, mortal has ever traveled that path. And Mac, his character learns about it. Aristobulus learns about this, and he's like, "Oh fuck yeah, I'm doing that." So that's where we left it. Was they were going to do the journey through the Wall of the Worlds, fighting the Rune Lords and whatever other obstacles. Because it is at this point at 27th level, the power is insane. Davis remembers it. I mean, the amount of damage that they were doing around was 150 points or something. It was great.
I remember Mac also. Mac's a great cook,
Yes.
and he made those steaks.
Yes.
Dude, those steaks were freaking delicious.
They were. And his roast, he did a pot roast.
So much food. Mac would not stop cooking.
he loves to cook.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, that was a really fun. Yeah, that was a fun game.
So KevCon asks, reading through the Undying War, is there an adventure that goes through all the levels of Alstrag or plans for it? Noble Shield says, maybe it's something like the Gates of Hell. I want to say, I don't remember fully, just remember I saw it. It was like A13 through 17 or something, maybe. I think it's being redone later. I think you can comment on that, right?
Yeah, there's not going to be any scripted adventure that takes you through it. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is lay out each of the levels. I've already done A13 through A17, I think, and A18 is mostly finished. I probably need 3 or 4 days on A18, and it's done. So we're just gonna outline each of those levels and not make any kind of scripted thing that goes through them, and let you guys plunge in and do whatever the hell it is you want. Now, what would be cool, and this didn't really occur to me, and Davis would be perfectly geared for this, is to just make one-page thematic reasons for you to go to Alstrag, and this is going to take you to level 7 or whatever it is, and that might be kind of cool. And then let the DM the CK do whatever they need to do.
Yeah, I think the important. So you can go through the A series to get to the Gates of Alstrag, right?
Right.
Yes, and there is a scripted adventure for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but once you get to Alstrag, by the time you get there, you unraveled the whole plan, so it doesn't
right.
really.
So now at this point, it's just what? It's like a crazy exploration kind of thing, or what?
Yeah.
Alstrag is not real. It's a living. It's a husk of what it once was, but it's alive with personalities and demons and devils or whatever wandering around.
And it's unchecked, right? Because the boss is no longer there.
Boss is gone. Yeah.
Right.
The boss is gone, but there is the big. Because Kent let me throw in a few rooms, so I threw in a few rooms. They're really cool. I really like putting in the room. I can do some because his world is different than mine. I can sort of let my imagination run free. It's not constrained by my own setting. So I just make up crazy crap, and then he's like,
I've got your notes, and we need to start merging those.
Yeah, because I want to clarify something here. I may have misunderstood. So you're saying for those last 4 or whatever, they're going to be separate adventures or details of the tower, I should say.
Yeah.
Not adventure pass. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, it will not be.
It'll be more detailed sections, and then you can basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, like if you look at level, I think
like
it's
Torture Gardens or whatever, right?
Yeah. There's like one archdevil that still dwells there,
Mm-hmm.
but he only rules 5 rooms or 10 rooms or whatever it is. And the rest is just encounter areas that as you're exploring Alstrag,
right?
You stumble on this, and then we give backstory. And then, like David said, there's strange rooms that do strange things.
I have a suggestion for you.
I made the bar. There's a bar still working down at the bottom.
Of course.
There's the mendicants. The mendicants wander around selling stuff.
I forgot about that. The mendicants still selling stuff.
You should probably do an area in there. This is just a suggestion, but do a tribute to B1 and do an area where there's just a list. And the CK has to fill in the areas with the list. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
Just a part of it. Just part of it.
Yeah, I love that so much.
I know. It would be cool. It'd be cool.
I think that type of dungeon needs to be revisited.
Yeah.
I did it for Amazing Adventures Ends Meet. If you look at our Ruins of Ends Meet,
you did.
I didn't put any monsters in there. Here's the setting. Here's what's going on. Put your own monsters in there, whatever you want.
Yeah, you left it. It's exactly right. You sure did. Okay,
I
so
think it's a good approach. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Chuck. I don't mean to keep
you're
interrupting
good.
you, but
It's fine. I respect the elderly. Okay, so Alan Rowe over at GMS asks, question for Arid: is there an equivalent realm to Forgotten Realms and Urok? That's the big desert area. Somewhere nomadic Bedouin type tribes are.
Yeah, the plains of Akrathos are off to the, and actually Davis developed those. They're off to the east from the map you see behind me.
Yep.
The plains of Akrathos, and then the plains of Akrathos ends upon this mountain chain, and then beneath that mountain chain is the Great Desert, and that is definitely where you would land.
We need it. We need us a codex expansion on that area, sir.
Yes, I think we do. The plains of Akrathos are interesting because Davis did one of the things that a lot of people don't know in the Codex of Air, when it was originally written back in 2001. We were under a pretty tight deadline, and I wrote about, I guess, 2/3, maybe half of the terrain features, and Davis stepped in and wrote the other half of the terrain features. So, and you can tell them apart. Davis and I sort of write alike, but you can tell Davis is writing when there's megafauna from the Ice Age in there. If there's any megafauna.
I know we were talking about that the other day. That's hilarious.
it's a mammoth. Oh, yep, no, never heard of that.
Yeah, usually you just in the snow will be Davis was here or something. You know.
Yeah, right. And he did the plains of Akrathos, which are kind of the people that dwell there, like Mongolian steppe raiders and whatnot. And there's some megafauna. It's really badass. I've done a couple of adventures, and I think Davis, you don't remember it. I'm quite certain, but you did an adventure on the edge of the plains of Akrathos. It had you did it for a Kickstarter. It was a spin-off of A5 or A4, one of those. And it's just above the Blacktooth Ridge and a little cusp of the mountains. There was those lion head, you have centaurs, but a centaur that's a human with a lion body.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember that. I don't recall. I can't remember stuff I wrote last month. So I just
Definitely wrote it.
Wolfalone says you should. He was asking someone else, but I thought it was a funny comment about you saying there was a bar in the bottom. He said Pamela Ewing appears at a local tavern and retcons the entire Winter Dark. Let's see. No Linguister says, here's an ideal for amazing adventures. Codex UFO. Space conspiracies unfold.
Yes, we're doing it.
I think you could do a UFO setting.
Oh, it's coming for sure.
Steve especially could. I don't know if I just make crap up, but
Steve's would end up being X-Files is what it'd be. Bunch of government crazy shit.
I love the UFO stuff.
Gabrielle 420 asks, how's the warehouse coming along? The factory.
So, news on that. The land has been purchased, as you probably remember from a few weeks ago. The how to be nice. My wife told me to be very nice. Kathy said be very, very nice and judicious in my explanations. The paperwork trail that the federal, state, county, and banks are requiring has aggravated me to the point that my teeth are about to fall out. I'm not a big fan of paperwork. I'm not a big fan of fees and all of this other goobly-goop. So in a little bit of a tirade, I called the construction guy and said, if we can sidestep the banks, what do we have to do paperwork-wise? He goes, absolutely nothing. I just need to get my bulldozer in there and start leveling stuff. So we got with the backer kit, and we are, you've probably heard, we've talked on the stream before about we were going to invite you guys to join us in this really historic moment for RPGs and publishing in general, and help us, join in and become part of the building process. We're building the factory no matter what. We've got financing. We've got that all taken care of. But we're going to invite you guys to join us where you can buy like a brick with your name on it, or a tree that goes into the garden that Davis is going to lay out, all this other stuff. So that's kind of been in the offing for a little bit. I reached out to Backer Kit when my frustration level reached a kind of a fevered pitch, and they got very excited about it. It's nothing they've ever done before. They've never done a Backer Kit campaign where people get to participate. This is really a celebration of Troll Lord Games, a celebration of role-playing games, a celebration of you guys who have been all along with TOG, lockstep for many, many years. It's us all kind of coming together to bring this thing together. So in the very, very near future, you're going to see a Backer Kit campaign roll out where And I want to be very clear: we're doing the building no matter what. If this campaign raises $88, that's fine. That's has nothing to do. This is really a chance for you guys to jump in.
That's right.
And be a part of it, and have your name stamped on a part of it. And we're going to launch it in the next couple of weeks. Put that thing up, and hopefully we can speed this paperwork process along, because I'm worn to the bone with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the beginning.
So the Forgetful DM asks, any plans for an Immortals type rule set? And I just had a thought to that. I don't know if you knew what he's talking about, Stephen, but with Basic, they had the 5. But I wonder if some of that would play into the Codex of the Plains, maybe.
A little bit. We've talked about this before because, when Mac and Davis designed Castles, it was supposed to cap out at 13th level. That didn't work. That didn't even work for Mac and Davis because they each have characters that are over 20th level. So that died on the vine as we kept playing it. And the Immortals thing would be kind of cool because it's not really easy to run games. So I think some kind of book that would help both CKs run it and players manage their players would be kind of cool. Just, a little bit of direction in it.
For Alstrad, you mean?
No, just for playing in general. So Immortals is how to run high-level games. And high-level games
are... they're really hard. Yeah.
They're hard. I mean, when and I've told this story before, so for the new listeners, and this is the funniest thing that's ever happened at my table. This is an AD&D. They were doing so much damage. They were like 21st level or whatever it was. They were doing so much damage. It was ludicrous. So I created this monster that had 310 hit points. And it was gigantic. It was just this huge, behemoth of a beast that was attacking the party. Well, Mac, the Aristobulus, is the mage. He cast Time Stop. And then he got Time Stop for 9 rounds. So he got 9 rounds of casting spells. Now, I cannot remember what spells he cast. I know it was Fireball, Lightning Bolt, Delayed Blast, Fireball, a couple of other things. And he hammered that monster. So by the time the first 1/2 round was done, I had taken 305 points of damage. And then we come out of the Time Stop. Todd swings with Luther the Paladin and does like 9 points of damage with his longsword. And my monster with 310 hit points was dead instantly. So the amount of damage that immortal characters can do is extraordinary. But there's ways you can get around that. Time Stop, I created a monster that when you cast Time Stop, it immediately is drawn to you. So you're in your Time Stop fighting this monster. Davis brought in to my game years ago damage reduction, which was an amazing fucking event changer. Because now they don't know if my damage reduction is 90%, I've still only got like a plus 14 to hit you, but I effectively have an ass ton more hit points. So damage reductions. So things like that really fit in the.
I remember the first time you used that against us too.
Yeah.
We could not figure out because we did like 1,000 points of damage or something.
400 points and you still hadn't killed it. Because I remember one of you, it's either you or Max, said, all right, these physical attacks are not hurting this creature. Obviously, we need to change the way we're fighting. And I was thinking, because it only had a few hit points left at that point, but I was thinking, this is awesome. This is the first time I've challenged at high level.
Yeah.
So damage reduction is an amazing tool for the CK to bring in. And I think for Immortals, that's the way to go.
That's good. I was wondering about that. Let's see.
I just lied to you.
Yeah, and so I mistakenly used my own account to drop some subs to our viewers instead of the company account. So that's fantastic. Great.
I saw you grimacing. Is that what that was about?
Well, anyway, let's see. Manfred von Beck says, Cole's Atlantis is better than Conan's Iberian Age. Fight me. Anyway. Let's see. Okay, Good King Anil asks, this is a really good question. I think, Steve, you should take point on this. Because of how long the backer train went with Castle Zygig, how do you plan on having future backer campaigns in mid-morning? Let's see. Do you plan on having future backer kit campaigns in mid-morning instead of midnight, like the Adventurer's Backpack?
No, I intended for this to end at 10 on the Pacific time, but I got it all goofed up when I exactly did. So it's midnight.
And they don't. In Steve's defense, everything in the back end is Pacific time. And it doesn't
Yeah, it really-
let you do. It's so messed up, man. That's one thing I
And
really wish they.
I don't really believe there's other time zones other than Central Time Zone. So,
Well, Backer Kit
I
does.
believe in UFOs, but not time
It's
zones.
all made up. All of it is.
It's all pretend.
So
Yeah.
the idea is, well, and we will be up. Davis plans to join me and Chuck. We're gonna run it. We're gonna run a game. I'm gonna run a game starting at 9:30, I think, on tomorrow night.
9
No, 9 tomorrow night, Central Standard Time.
Central,
And we will walk it to just before close. You know,
like 11:30 or something. Right.
And then we'll stay around until midnight. And if it keeps going, we'll stay up as long as our.
Mhm.
But Davis is an insomniac, so
Yeah.
he should be good to go.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He doesn't really sleep anyway. He hasn't slept in many years. So Thindrel has an interesting comment. He goes, I'm actually running an adapted version of B1 and B2 using CNC. Now, the campaign is called The Borderlands of Winter's Dark. That's pretty cool.
Oh, very cool. B1 is one of my favorite all time.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
neat.
Oh,
Right, Wolf Alone.
you have my notes that I wrote for Outstrike?
Somewhere. Unless you put them in Skype and they're gone now.
Because I just did a Google. I mean, not a Google search. I did a search on both my hard drives, and I can't find anything.
If you put it on Skype, we're doomed. But I don't know where you put it.
Yeah, it's doomed now because I can't even get back in there. And I had shit saved.
Yeah, it
So,
got.
just make up something. He won't know the difference anyway, Davis. Go forward with it.
No, because some of the ideas were really good. What else would it have been called?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Alfstrag, Unklar, Winter Dark.
What? After hours?
Somehow Unklar returned again.
Again.
You know, that pisses me off, though, right? You know, like all these movies, they're just like they rehash the same story again and again and again and again and again. And that's why, like, I think my current fascination with anime and fascination, I've watched like 3. So, it's like, what does it do? My expectations, it subverts my expectations because I don't know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
It's a totally different take on it, and it's really, really refreshing. And
That's
then,
why I watch a lot of Korean and Japanese TV shows because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And,
yeah,
it's really cool. There's a zombie one you need to watch. It's called I think We're All Gonna Die or something, and it's in a high school, and it's these high
Yes.
school. Yeah, and it's one of the best zombie shows I've ever seen.
yeah.
Shows. I mean, it's just got really good acting and the whole top to bottom, just good stuff.
Aramel asks an interesting question. What does the new Adventures backpack offer if I already have the previous one? Is there anything new?
So I rarely say, you need to get the new one. In this case, you probably need to get the new one. So all 13 classes they only go to the 13th level, or 14 classes, whatever it is, only go to the 13th level. In the edition that you have now, that expands up to the 24th level. All the multi-classing rules, class and a half, and dual classing is all going to be in there. That's about 60 pages of content. It's not available in any particular form at the moment. So though it's not all new material, it's material you just can't get a hold of. And I doubt after this that we're going to put in its own separate book because it's going to be in this book as well. And then it's going to have expanded equipment lists. We've added toolkits, stuff like that. So it's actually going to have CKG, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth printing is really basically the same book with different art, blah, 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 blah. This is going to have half of it at least will be new material. So I think.
And, we got the new classes, Warlock, and then
Yeah, Warlock, and
and less than $1,500 away from the Dancer.
Yes, and now you can realistically play Red Sonja and Oprah and Bartel. By the rules. I think it's
I'm not sold on the name. It's a cool class.
Yeah, Ermo said, I went all in on the previous printing of CNC. I really don't want to start over. And I get that. I totally get that.
Oh yeah.
No, don't.
And if it's something you want to get later, just wait. I'm sure there'll be a sale or something.
Yeah, look, now, and Steve and I are 100% dead set, always have been and always will be. If you have the first printing of Castles and Crusades, the Player's Handbook, you're good to go. You can run a game until you die. Just like stick with that. Because doesn't Olmut still use like the third printing?
He uses the white box set. He even went to the original white box set.
Yeah, he does.
Mark Standy has he's got the flip book, which I think is the second print.
Yeah. And that's all you need. You don't need anything else. Nothing else is necessary. That original PHB or whatever, one of the three.
You're good.
I think it was the third printing. If you're looking for the simplest, like that one had the revised monk in it and revised something else in it.
Fourth, the revised monk and barbarian
Okay.
went in, and the monk wasn't just names were changed. The
Yeah.
barbarian was actually overhauled, but the first, second, third printings is the simplest too.
Yeah.
Malaki says I have the first, second, fifth, seventh, 42nd.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm not even using the word printing anymore in any of my language. I'm tired of it.
It really is.
At this point, it's like,
It's just like any of them will work. Just stick with what makes you happy. Don't feel like you have to buy anything else or anything.
No, absolutely not. We'll be okay. It's just we're just trying to make things better overall. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just be angry at you forever if you don't.
No. It does not speak for me. I will love you all forever. Unless you come to my house.
All good. The only thing I would say that you need to buy, that you absolutely 100% need to purchase.
Inzaya?
Well, no. Bergman Outlandish. Okay. Without that, your game is going nowhere. Your whole life will be meaningless. Everything will fall apart. Your birthdays will go away. Christmas will
I did like that company meeting we had, or maybe it was one of the Twitch streams where someone, might have been Jeremy, was saying, we need a high-level extra planar. Dave's like, we got it right here. We're there. It's already done.
I want to add to Bergman. I need to do this with my brother because he's going to get mad at me.
Never.
Because he always is because I'm always wanting to give stuff away.
I've never heard you ever say that ever in almost 9 years. Never heard that.
Just send it to him. I don't care. Let's make another free.
You did the other day. We were on the stream. Steve wasn't even here. He was like, "Let's give something away." I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." He's gonna give away your chair one of these days, Steve. You'll come back and it'll be gone.
Not my chair.
And after hearing a bitch today about stuff, I'm going to be like, "Yeah, let's just make another product."
It's last Friday and yesterday, and today has all been. It's been an entertaining.
Yes, Cadora. If you sell your copy of Bergman Outlandish, you will stop aging. Absolutely.
There you go.
That's true. Everything stops. Hey, so I'm just going to go over my idea. We don't have to give it away, but I want to keep revising Bergman, right?
Yeah.
So my thinking is I'm just going to add a few like characters or places that I have in my mind, but also going through like our X account. I want to add people from the X account and put in there like who do I follow? Like okay, so Ben. I always go to Ben for art, and I'll look at his page, and I always want to make a shop with Ben in it, like whatever, selling artwork or something like that, and just like pick people out of the X account and put in there as crazy little places. Anyway, that's my idea, and then you just constantly revise it.
That I actually like, making a living city. RML, we just released the Saltine Watershed, came out a couple weeks ago, and I'm working on the I'm working on the Gilderland now. Started work on that this morning as an arid expansion. So I'm hoping to get one out every 3 months or so.
I just want one on the Confederation of Torix, what I want badly.
I'm doing that last.
Because that's gonna thanks a lot. But that's a kick-ass area for a lot of good reasons. That's all I'll say.
It is a very cool area. I've done a lot of games too.
I want to envision people like the adventurers riding into the area and they see people with open shrines in their front lawn to Unclar and shit like that, Who are you? Get the hell off my lawn, you traitor! He was number one! Or whatever.
The last bastion of the true believer.
Right, exactly. And then people like, the circle of coming through and just wiping it out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Lando Arch Magi asks, any word on the non-OGL Haunted Highlands?
We finished something. Player's Guide to the Haunted Highlands. Jeremy finished not too long ago, so that's been overhauled. It's kind of ready, and I think we broke the CKG up, so it's not on the schedule yet. But interestingly enough, I talked to Casey Christopherson the other day. His time is freed up a little bit, so we might be able to dive back into that sooner than I thought.
Really?
Oh, that would be cool. That's right. Yeah. That would be cool.
That and the Hall of Many Pains.
Hall of Many
Does anyone
Pains.
know about Taylor?
My son, Taylor, he's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. Oh, that reminds me. I need to go. I'm going to drive. I'm just telling. That has nothing to do with the viewers, but at some point, I think probably this weekend, I'm going to, or sometime I'm driving down to Kingsport. I forgot. I actually have my boys' names engraved in bricks in a thing down there. I completely forgot.
Oh,
about
really?
it.
Oh, that's
I'm going to go get a picture and send it to you. Anyway.
Well, you can add their names to the building.
That's right.
Oh,
to the building.
wait. Is that official?
What?
The brick?
Yeah, we're actually
Kids
building a
shop.
place called the Factory, Davis. We're going to have a print shop in there. It's pretty cool. And I learned from the best.
Oh, the Backer Kid campaign.
Yes, we'll be launching that on the 9th and the 16th.
Oh, I didn't know you had announced it yet.
He just talked about it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we did on this show. Do what?
It's got to filter through all that stuff.
So what we're finding out, everyone, is that after we do these streams, Davis, when he gets up at like 3 a.m, the first thing he does is watch the stream so he can remember what happened, so he can comment during the day like he knew what the fuck was going
What's cool
on.
about this is like time travel. So we basically announced the Backer Kid campaign today, and everyone here on the stream and everyone who heard it 30 minutes ago heard it before Davis was on the stream.
Yeah, it just made its way forward.
So MJ Cook has a good question. What are
Memento is based on Davis.
Anyway, MJ Cook 78 asks, he's got to give what are the Haunted Highlands? Is that a separate setting? What is that?
So the Haunted Highlands is this very contained setting written by Casey Christopherson. He's worked for Frog God forever. He used to work for us back in the Woebegone days. The Woebegone days of the 70s. Back in the early days of TLG. Casey's a very good writer, very good game designer. But the Haunted Highlands were a staple of TLG's line for many, many, many years. But they sold out a few years ago, I think. And we just haven't revisited them because it's a pretty large product. There's 11 40-page adventures. There's a CK guide, there's a player's guide, and there's the city of Escadia. Yeah, so there's a lot of content that goes with that. And we've just now begun kind of reforging it to make sure the spells line up with what's in the PHP and all that. Believe me. And now that Casey's time is freed up, maybe we can. And Davis, you'll be glad to know, I talked to him last week. The first thing he said is, why don't we revisit Blood Royal? Which.
Yeah. No, yes. Yeah. That's a really good module. When was the last time we printed it?
Oh, God, 2003, 2004. I mean, it never came out as a CNC adventure. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, and it's a great adventure.
Very contained, and the cover was beautiful. Just good stuff.
Who was the artist? I can't remember his name.
I don't remember. It's been a hot minute.
It's a guy from England. He was going to do Dundred Spire.
Was it King Charles?
It was the third.
Is he the third?
It was King Charles with the lift.
Is it bad that I'm a third?
Are you a third?
Are you a third?
I'm not a king
You
though.
have a fourth?
I'm a 4.5.
I do have a fourth. I'm Charles the
I'm a
Third.
4.5. Chuck, I'm a 4.5. Ha ha.
You're a 1.2 at best.
Just like, Wolf Alone, you're absolutely correct. If anybody wants to understand, see the film Memento. It's based on Davis. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Lummox Beast 75 asks, so when are we going to get Hirelings fanny pack?
There you go. We're going to do the Hirelings fanny pack.
Man, Memento is a good movie.
Filled with new adherents for your pleasure.
Yeah.
So, in theory, tomorrow we will have a picture of the backpack, the is associated with the Adventures Backpack campaign with the logo on it. And he's going to try to send that over tomorrow. Should be cool.
Huh. I apologize.
You know
That
what we should do? You know what we should do? Wait.
What?
I got a great idea.
Sure.
For comrades or whatever the thing, right? We should sell gas masks.
That's. I mean,
Dude, straight up gas mask with the little CNC logo on the side and almost like tubes and everything like that. That would be so badass.
you are like the biggest enigma I've ever met in my entire life. And I mean that with very positive, comforting, complimentary comment tone. You're amazing. All right, Ultra Magnus asking about conventions, upcoming conventions, where we're going to be heading to Gen Con toward the end of July, right? So that's coming out.
And go ahead, Chuck, finish.
Nope, you finish first.
I got some news. Go ahead and finish your convention.
You have
I
some.
got some news that I don't think anyone knows. I told Davis, but I'm sure he doesn't remember.
I'm scared to hear it, but that's
my
fine.
brother's going to reveal that he has a sixth toe. He just discovered it. He finally decided to clip his toenails.
I will be attending the San Diego Comic-Con
Yeah.
in July. I will be going and sitting on a panel with Tom DeSantis and Luke Gygax to discuss Gary Gygax.
Well, when can I write that down? That would be great.
I believe it's the 27th. It's Saturday morning at 10 a.m. is when the panel is of the San Diego Comic-Con. I'll be flying out. So
Oh, you'll be flying out for sure.
Oh, yeah. I've already got a ticket. I got a place to stay.
I
Badge.
check that date one more time because that's a Sunday.
Okay, whatever day the Saturday is of the convention.
Okay, 26th. We'll hope.
I'm not in charge of any of that. So.
That's fine. I know you're not. You know, whatever. Well, all right. So let's see here.
All things Gygax.
Where was I?
Any more questions?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, there was one I was going to say about conventions.
We were in line, and thank you for the support.
Oh, for sure.
Well, New Mexico's calling, Manfred. It's calling. I said that to Kathy last night. We were watching Castle, I think, reruns of Castle. And I turned around to her and I said, I feel New Mexico calling. And she said, well, enjoy.
Which movie?
We're watching the show Castle with...
Oh, I've never seen it. Yeah, I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Enjoy.
Anyway, let's see. We've got Gen Con coming up. That's going to be July 31st. All right, that's why I was concerned. That's all. We got BrawlCon coming up in August 15th down in Sugar Land, Texas. I don't think we're going to have a booth there, but we will have people running games there, and we'll have one of our envoys there kind of hanging out and doing some stuff. GameOCon, October 16th, is in Madison, Wisconsin. That's going to have a full booth up there. We got a lot of games. This year. In fact, I'm waiting for an email from them to figure out how many we've got. I think we've got quite a few. LugCon is a new con that's down in Duluth, Georgia, that's starting up this year. Hoyt's going to be there with some other fellas running stuff there for us. Virtual Greyhawk Con will be coming up soon from our friend Lord Gasamba. That's going to be going on in October. And then in November, we've got Mythicon, Arcadicon up in Dayton, Ohio. Mythicon's in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're both on the same weekend. I'm going down to Charlotte. I'm sending the booth up to Dayton. And then Mepicon is in November 14th, which is just about like a week later. George's Ultra Magnus is going to be there with some folks running CNC Force. And then I think that's going to wind us up for the final for this year, which is really not this year, but the 1st of January, we'll be going back to Philadelphia, up there to the Page Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo with a big booth. And we got a tournament, lots of games, all kinds of stuff going on up there. It's going to be
I've got a
crazy
idea.
time. Yes.
I got
An idea.
I've got a phenomenal idea.
Oh, wow.
No.
Oh, glad to hear that, Starglow. We're going to try to make it back to DICON next year. I think Tyler will be coming back, actually.
There's a game store called the Game Goblin no, I'll have to remember the name. That's the wrong name. In Bangkok. And I could do a convention in Bangkok.
It's about time for your annual trip. A nudge is a wink to a blind bat. Is that the?
Yeah. No, but I could actually go to that. I mean, there's a lot of people who play.
Yeah.
Do it a little calm there. That'd be
I
fun.
don't remember this, but we used to ship stuff to that place.
Yeah.
They used to order and we would ship stuff to them.
That's funny.
In fact, I'll make a plan.
Well, we'll have to get Davis up to Philly one of these days. For sure.
Yes, we need to get David to Gen Con.
Yeah.
Are you we ready to wrap this up?
We are. I'm getting ready to do the giveaways right now. So if you've not gotten in for the giveaways, do it right now. Do it right now.
And remember, when you cut your toenails, look for that sixth toe.
Lord have mercy.
Keep an eye out for it.
Hey, did you see my Twitter post?
I did not.
Go to Twitter or X, whatever.
Did you see the Bigfoot TikTok I sent you last night?
No, I haven't actually checked my messages.
He's ignored us. All right, let me get over here.
It's a good one.
I think I sent you guys one of those too.
Go to the below the picture of you, like 4 ones down. Meme destruction inbound.
No, Smarty. Sorry.
And look, that first image has like the orc male female thing.
Yeah.
And then it has there's the female dwarf on the next one. I'm like, uh-oh, they're gonna do it to the dwarf now. Oh, dang.
All
That's
right.
funny. Oh, but anyway, I was bringing your attention to that because that dwarf picture is really cool.
That thing's really cool.
Yeah, the dwarf picture is really, really good.
Damn.
Okay, I'm going to close the entries out. Thank you very much, Mr. Bloodworth. We appreciate that. It was way more successful than we even wanted it to be. It's fantastic. It's a good time for gamers, I think. Right now. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll close this out, and we're going to do the drawings. We're going to give away 4 PDF coupons for tonight. A link will pop up if you win. That link's to our Discord. If you're new to us, just go to the Discord. Obsidian Risk will be, he's watching right now, but he'll get you. You just got to DM him or tag him or talk shit about him or whatever. Call him out, and he'll get you a code. Okay, let's see here. It looks like I need to refresh because this browser doesn't know what I'm doing. Fantastic. There we go. All right, first winner up for a $10 PDF code will be O'Neil Flynn. Congrats, O'Neil Flynn. Good to see you. I haven't seen your name in a while. That's great. Secondly would be DM Chris. Look there, Chris. Rock on. Congratulations, buddy. Awesome. And let's see.
Congratulations.
Our third winner is going to be Mitchell Clements. For now, you were just in here talking a while ago. Congrats, Mitchell. Congrats. And let's see. Our final winner for the $10 coupon code will be Malaki. Look at there. See? Excellent. Even with all your harassment, you still won. That's fantastic.
Harassment.
All right. And that will complete those giveaways. Any final thoughts from the Troll Lords before we head out for the day?
Oh, nothing. Just head over and check out the backer campaign if you haven't. See if that fits your fancy, and look for more news on the building and other stuff that this summer unfolds. And
we will be back tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Central for an actual live play game, and then to close out the backer kit. And see, Davis has swore that he will stay up till 5 in the morning if he has to. He'll be here no matter what. So,
Yeah. I learned something today, and I forgot what I learned.
So you learned nothing today.
Oh, damn it. It was something really interesting. Anyway.
All right, everybody. We're going to get out of here, but thank you so much. Everybody have a good evening. Absolutely, Mitchell. Absolutely. See you guys later. Have a great night. Oh, Scrapped? Yeah, she should be on tonight. I forgot about that, actually. It's Tuesday, isn't it? This is an off stream. So there you go. I put that up over Steve's face. Scrapped. It's tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can come hang out with the crazy girls as Grace Karras runs them through a wild adventure. Pretty cool stuff.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
That is tonight.
That is tonight. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We hope you have a great evening.